Today is going to be a mashup of sharing some current favorites. We're going to be talking about a foundation that is like under $5, around $5, I don't know, ridiculously inexpensive that I found in my foundation declutter and I've been loving. We're going to talk about that. And we're going to be talking about a few things that were in my Shop My Stash that I'm not so much loving, and just some other random bits and bobbles as usual here on my channel. But if we haven't met before, my name is Kelly and I'm a professional hair and makeup artist, and here on my channel I strive to keep beauty real. Real honest, real relatable, and real fun. So if that sounds like something you'd enjoy, don't forget to click subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. All right, I think we should start with these because I have a new potential favorite and one that I was recently talking about in my goals video where I was like, why am I using things just to use them up when I don't even like them, when I have other things waiting to be used that are getting close to expiration? So let's talk about this. Is it, by the way, somebody tell me, is it Holly Frog or Holy Frog? Either way, it's a no for me. So I now wonder if I threw out a cleanser from this brand that I thought was bad that actually maybe wasn't bad. So right now I'm using the Superior Omega Gel Wash, and I have received 2 of these in lucky bags. And I pulled the one out that was probably from my lucky bag before, and I was like, this smells off. It smells off. I figured that it had just been in my cabinet for too long, and I ended up tossing it out. Here's the thing about this one. It smells very similar. I was gonna try to get it open, but no, it's not going anywhere. It smells very, very similar, and I had kind of heard that that's just kind of what this smells like. I just can't do that. I can't use something that I not just don't like, but really strongly dislike the scent of. I just can't do it. So this is a no for me. Now this Omega Gel Wash, it's got probiotics and rice extract. It sounds like just a very gentle cleanser. The thing is like, I just never felt like this really cleansed my skin. Even if I used it twice, it was just like, okay. And you know, a lot of times if I'm wearing more makeup, I will go through with a cleansing balm first. I don't know, I just didn't love this. And I was using it to use it, you know, got it in my lucky bag trying to get that value. And I'm just like, meh, it's not for me. So what I decided to do was I did pull out, I had 2 cleansers that I'm getting almost down to, and I pulled 2 out. So the one that I pulled out to put in my shower is the Kiehl's Ultra Face Wash. I think that's what it's called. That's been a long time love, so I know that that's gonna be a great one. I was using up the Rosewater one from Good Molecules. That one's almost gone. So once that one's gone, that one's going in my shower. This is one I pulled out for on my bathroom vanity. So this is the Pharmacy Whipped Greens. This looks like a size I probably got in a gift with purchase through a sale or something. Okay, y'all. So this is an oil-free foaming cleanser, but it is like a cream. It's like a creamy cleanser. So I would say right now, my top cleansers are the Youth to the People Superfood Green something something cleanser. You know the one that I'm talking about. And the other one is the Make Prem Safe Me Foaming Cleanser. I'll put pictures of both of them up here. I actually did a purchase and I bought another one of those Make Prem ones, and it's up there right now. This gives me a very similar feel to that one. So a little bit goes a long way. It's a very thick, almost like balm that comes out, but when you emulsify it with water, it does get very foamy, but it is not stripping at all. I really, really like this. I think, what did they say here? They say it's a soap-free formula, replenishes skin hydration with sodium PCA. So really like this. I also love the smell of this more than the Make Prem. So that one has almost like a light mentholated smell. It doesn't feel mentholated, but it has a little bit of that smell. I much prefer the scent of this. It smells very much like the Pharmacy Green Clean to me. So really, really enjoying this one. This, I'm imagining that this is like quite a bit more expensive than the Make Prem one, just because K-Beauty does tend to be so much less expensive. And these, I feel like the texture of them, because that's the thing that I like about that one, is the texture of that goes, like a little goes a really long way. I found the same with this. So I'd get a lot of bang for my buck out of both of these. Is the scent and the experience worth the upcharge on this. I'm not sure. Let me see how much this is. I guess I should figure that out before I tell you. Okay, so this is very clearly a travel size. It's 1.7 ounces, but the full size, which it looks like they've had a packaging glow up, the full size is $32 for 5 ounces. Yeah, for 5 ounces, 32 bucks. I can guarantee you the make prem is like at least half that. On a sale, I might consider splurging on this. It's just such a lovely experience. This is gonna last me a while though. I still have quite a bit in here, so I'm gonna enjoy it while it lasts. I'm not buying any cleanser anytime soon. I've got enough for a while, but I did just wanna say I'm really enjoying that. So we might as well stay on the skincare. So this, this product has really been helping me through my winter skin woes. I tell you what, I feel like every year my winter skin gets more and more severe. So I have been trying to stay hydrated. I've been trying to have less caffeine. I don't know what it's been, but man, my skin for a while there was going through a rough patch. And it could have been that I've gotten back on a kick of using my prescription retinol. You know, there's always that period of time, if you haven't been diligent with it, that your skin is sort of like, whoa, what's going on? Hold on, we haven't been through the ropes for a while. It's sort of like when you start lifting weights again and your muscles are like screaming at you, kind of like that. But this I found really helped me through. This is the First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Firming Collagen Cream. So they say on here that this is meant for like really dry skin, which 16-year-old Kelly never would have identified as, but 43-year-old Kelly is like, hell to the yes, this is me right now. A little goes a long way with this. I do find that this works well in the day and at night. I was worried something this like nourishing and rich, I was worried that it would make me feel a little greasy and shiny midway through my long work days, and it doesn't at all. So I've really been enjoying this. On that note, the other thing that I have really been enjoying when I have been feeling very, very parched, this I pulled out from my Shop My Stash, and I'm so glad I did because I'm really enjoying this. This is the Thorn Oil Priming Facial Elixir from Rituel de Fille. This I love for a few reasons. It feels very luxe. It feels really rich on the skin. It smells amazing. There is something to this smell. Okay, it just smells so good. I don't know if it kind of reminds me of like jasmine tea or something like that. I don't know. It smells amazing. It's like something I want to eat. But this in the morning has just helped make my facial skin not feel like so like before I put on makeup. The other one that I've really been enjoying, and I had actually never used this before, but I bought a 2-pack in one of those like mega sale-on sales, I think it was through Ulta actually, is the Bobbi Brown Face Base, or rather, to be technical, the Vitamin Enriched Face Base. I really enjoyed this as well. Now this I can totally use as just my moisturizer and like a priming base, if you will. It is not, it's a little thicker feeling actually than the Ultra Repair Cream. So it kind of depends. I feel like I need to like let this sit on for a little while before I go in and do my makeup. Whereas if I was just doing this, I think I could just like go right in with my makeup. The same goes for using this facial elixir. I mean, it's an oil. I definitely want to let this sit in and absorb for a while, probably like 5 minutes before I go through and do my makeup, which sometimes does make a difference as to what I'm going to grab, or if I'm going to grab a like primer at all, because there are mornings I'm like, I really actually don't have that 5 minutes. I got to get going right now. Like, let's go. But a combination of these three things has really been saving my winter skin. All right, since I did talk about one of the items in my Shop My Stash, let's just go over those ones right now. So a couple that I have really been enjoying. Now, I was a little unsure when I pulled out this Nobla Skin Glazing. So I have the shade Truth here, and this was just so unexpectedly beautiful. You know what? I'm going to pop some on. I don't really need any right now, but I'm going to pop some on so that we can talk about this. So I was worried with something that is so, it's a little bit sheeny. I mean, I don't know if you'll be able to see there. I'm always worried with sheeny powder products if they're going to add texture to the skin. This one just looked so lovely all day. And the day that I first put this on was one of those days that I felt very, very textured. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to give this a go. It's actually probably going to look less sheeny because my current makeup has been on for quite a while, but that will actually kind of let you know how just like lightly luminous this is on the skin. It is so pretty, and for a powder, it is pretty finely milled. I mean, for a sheeny powder especially, doesn't really go with the makeup that I'm wearing right now, but that's all right, which I will be talking about in a little bit, what's on my eyes. But I don't know, I was just so impressed with this. Now, I have to say, I don't think that this is such a miraculous formula that you need to go out and buy one of these right now. But if you're like me, and because I know that these have been in at least a couple Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sales. If you're like me and you have a couple of these in your makeup stash, pull one or two out to try. If you have been avoiding them through the winter because you feel like, oh, shiny powders, not my thing, give it a go. I feel like it's really pretty. So very excited to have pulled that blush out. Let's talk about a blush that I am excited I pulled out, but mostly because it's time to say goodbye, and I definitely am ready to do so. This was one of my very well used and well loved blushes when it first came out. Part of it was probably my, I don't want to say like, no, I'm going to say it, my love for Kathleen Lights. That just sounds like super fanny, but I really did. When she came out with this collab with ColourPop, I really enjoyed her content. I felt like I related to her. She's super funny. And now I have to be honest, I haven't really, been following her for quite a while, but this blush, I think this was I Need Space. And this was just like that beautiful, goes with everything, kind of like neutrally mauve. First of all, this blush is old, right? Like, this is an old powder product, which might be part of it, but between the color just kind of being like so-so on my skin, even in the depths of winter when I am at my lightest tone, it was just like, okay. And I do love a good strong blush moment, so then I have to put more on, and then I felt like, okay, well now I've got extra powder on my skin, not my favorite look. And also I just feel like this powder is dry. Like, yeah, it's just dry. It's that, I don't know, I'm just not connecting with it, which means it's time to let it go. My blush drawer is pretty much always close to overflowing, and so if I find something that just doesn't make my heart go pitter patter, it's time to let it go. So that's going to be one that goes. Thank you, by the way, to Tiffany. In my recent Beauty Plus, like Beauty Goals Plus video, Tiffany had mentioned, because I was saying like, as I'm going through my products and I find things that I really don't want to keep, do you all need to see like a mega declutter video, or is it okay if I just kind of like share some things along the way that I want to declutter? Because I think it's just kind of silly to hang on to stuff just to tell you in 3 months what I have decided to let go of. It just seems ingenuine, because it's not like I just decided that, and it's kind of a waste of space in my life. So I'm going to try it in these favorites videos. We'll see how this goes. Or I might every so often just like, I don't know, film a short. Oh, who knows? We'll have to see. I'm going to try this a couple ways, so let me know your thoughts on that. So this mascara from Holika, this is the Lash Correcting Mascara. This is the Hyper Curling 01 Mascara. I'm not quite sure which is, okay, Hyper Curling I think is it. Now I will say, this mascara is getting a little dry. I think I waited to open it past its prime. But because it came with an eye makeup remover, I had a feeling this is a waterproof mascara, and I had a feeling it was going to be a fairly bulletproof mascara. My friend Mel tried one of the K or J Beauty mascaras that was like supposed to be like super duper curl holding. I think I saw Nikki tutorials using it in an IG reel, and I shared it with Mel, and she decided to try it out. I felt so bad because I think that mascara really damaged her lashes, just because it holds a curl, but like it's impossible to get off. I was a little scared that was going to be the case with this one. So first of all, spoiler alert, it wasn't necessarily. It wasn't easy to get off. I first went through with my Pharmacy Green Clean, and I was like, I don't think that this is doing it. And so I hunted down that eye makeup remover. It was like a biphase one. And when I used that, the mascara came off. So, and it wasn't like I didn't have to like chip away at it. I didn't have to rub really hard, so it's been fine. But this mascara really, I have decently long lashes, but I have just found over my lifetime that they have like lost their curl, and they tend to get a little straighter. And since they do seem to like stay a little straighter, I'm always looking for something that's like gonna give them lift and oomph, because it doesn't matter how long your lashes are. If they like are straight out, no one sees them. So this, the first time I wore it, I was like, okay, at the end of my day, it looked exactly the same. It hadn't drooped, it hadn't flaked, it hadn't done anything, which I was very excited about and also a little scared. I'm like, did I just put cement on my eyelashes? I hope not. I also appreciate that this brush isn't as big as a baseball bat. So that is always very hard. It's very messy. So this has one side that has like, you know, those like just basically it's almost like little tiny notches. You can put a lot of product on, and then the other side to kind of comb through. This is definitely more of a defining and curling mascara. 2 coats gives me okay volume, but it's not like a va-va-voom mascara, which is fine. But let me tell you, push-up bra for my lashes, I really enjoyed this. I hope they make this still. I guess I probably should have looked into that. That's the thing about being a mascara hoarder. Makeup hoarder in general is like, you might be talking about something that they don't even make anymore. But when I go through some more of my mascaras, would I consider picking this one up if I needed a good like waterproof version? Absolutely. It's virtually bulletproof, and it really keeps my lashes curled. So very excited to try that one. Sad I didn't try it until now. I do feel like this isn't gonna last me a full 3 months because it already started out a little drier than I think it probably would have started out. It started out for me drier than it would have started out if I hadn't waited so long to open it up. Okay, let's talk about the product. I'm gonna look up the price right now. We're gonna talk about this foundation that is ridiculously inexpensive, and I've really fallen back in love with it, and I just recommended one to another person who also is really enjoying it, but I wanna check the price. So I was a little bit off on the price. The price is around $6 to $7. Y'all, $6 to $7 for a foundation. So, Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation in the stick. Now, I have the shade Vanilla Beige. I remember liking this when I first tried it. I mean, that's why I still had it, but I couldn't remember any details on it. And let me tell you, I have been loving this. I've been loving this. There is something to this now. Right now, it is like ever so slightly too dark for me, but because I have really been blending it into the skin and wearing a little amount of it, it's been working just fine. But y'all, like $6, $6.50 for a foundation stick. This is redonkulous. How much is in here? You get a half an ounce. Okay, so isn't it usually about an ounce of foundation is normally what you would get in something? Hold on, I should probably check this. Yeah, so I think usually you get about an ounce. So if you look at it versus like your average bottle of foundation, let's double that price to $12 still. I mean, that's a ridiculous price. And I do think a lot of people love the liquid, which I do think that you get a full ounce of. I don't really know what the difference is, but I'd be willing to try that at some point, that foundation. I'm not buying any foundations right now, so you won't be hearing that from me, and it's a product that's been around a long time. But I just have to say, I am enjoying this. Now, what I have been doing is because I have been wearing like an emollient primer, like let's say I've been popping this on, I feel like when I put a little bit of the stick where I'm gonna want the most coverage and I take my foundation brush and maybe like, I've actually really been enjoying this Angie Hot and Flashy little mini 101, but if I just take a little bit of Fix Plus or nothing at all, and just with the dewiness of my primer and just kind of mesh and meld that into the skin, it's lovely, it's beautiful. Like, I mean, you know, who needs a Gucci foundation when you can like get a $6 foundation from Wet n Wild? So very happy with that. I just wanted to share that because, you know, we're all looking to save some money out on these streets, right? So if you like a good stick foundation, I would give this a go. I would say that the finish is luminous. I'm not gonna go as far as to say dewy, but it is not matte. It's also, I would say, like one click above skin finish. If you have tried this, let us know what you think. Or if you've tried the liquid version, I would love to know your thoughts. So leave that down below. All right. A product that I am wearing today that I have always loved. I've talked about this palette before, but I just recently put up my Mocha Mousse BYOP, and today I was like, I don't know what I want to wear. I had a couple Zoom calls that I needed to get on. I just wanted some like definition. I wanted to look like put together, but I didn't want anything crazy. And I was like, and I picked out a few palettes to like keep out, and I was like, I'm gonna take this one. And I was like, you know what? This is actually a really good Mocha Mousse palette. The Ivy palette from Sigma. Okay, I'm just gonna say it right now. If you still haven't tried any of the Sigma eyeshadow palettes, who are you? What are you doing? Like this one I bought with my own money. Obviously Sigma has sent me over some things. I am an affiliate now. You can use my code KEEPBEAUTYREAL to save. But this palette, bought it with my own money, love it. So let's take a look here. I mean, you can see, like to me, this is very, very close to the Mocha Mousse shade. I just want to make sure that everything is focused here. So it's just that like slightly, you know, like pinky chocolate, like a light chocolate. And then we've got a deeper tone. You've got a beautiful, you have two shimmers. Today I am wearing Inspire, which is this one here. So I have this shade, which is kind of like that, you know, Mocha Mousse shade. I have, it's called Mead, and then I have Inspire, and then I took that mid-tone brown, Bourbon, and that's all I have on. And then I tapped a little bit of Macaron into my inner corner, and it was so quick and easy, like quick. Loved it. I really love playing with the blue in this palette. You've got a nice green, colors that I really think go well with the Mocha Mousse. Now in my video, I sort of drew a little bit of different tones into that palette, but actually the blue and the green were ones that I had kind of like thought about adding in. So really enjoy this palette, and you can get these little 9 pans for a really inexpensive price. So if this is kind of your color story, definitely recommend this one. I've gotten a lot of use out of that palette. All right, I have one more makeup product to talk to you about. I wanted to give an update because I have been wearing these almost every day since I got them, almost every day. And I'm talking about the Glaminatrix Serum Blushes. This shade Nurture is the one that I've probably been wearing the most just because I love a good like pink, very berry vibe. This is more like pink, but I don't know, it's just like pink cheeks in the wintertime. I love it. This is not what I have on today, as you will very, well, now actually it looks a little closer with that Nabla, but this shade is so pretty. And these blushes are perfection. I mean, they are definitely dewy on the cheeks. They look dewy. They are not tacky. They are silky. You can blend it out quite a bit. I mean, that obviously looked very, very bold at first. And they have this sheer quality to them that really gives them a, I mean, clearly you're wearing makeup, but it doesn't look thick. It doesn't look like I have a blush over my skin. It looks like my skin is blushing, if that makes sense. At first, I was wondering if these would pick up foundation underneath. Now granted, I usually wear a very light coverage, so I can't say for certain if you are like full mega coverage. I do not think that these are for oily skin. I will say that right now. If you are very oily on your cheeks, I would stay away from these. But like average to like T-zone oily skin all the way into dry, I think would really like these. The first time I put it on, I was like, is that pulling up? But it's not. It's just blending out so sheer and beautifully. You can pack on more color very easily. I love these. So thanks again to Tanya for sending these to me. I have had so much fun. I'm going to enjoy using all of these shades. Still haven't tried it on the lips. Meant to do that, but I haven't done that. But I just had to tell you. Can't put these down. Can't put them down. They look beautiful on the skin. I'm thinking about doing a little Glaminatrix reel or something with some of those mini palettes that I got. So maybe I will apply one in one of those videos. So stay tuned for that. I'm trying to do some like, oh, I guess over here we don't do reels. We do shorts. I'm trying to start doing a little bit more like short content. We'll see. I just have a tendency to want to like chat with all of you, and I don't get that long in shorts. Okay, I think that that is all the makeup. I really quickly want to talk to you about some fragrance. So Jeremy recently asked me about reordering a scent that he's almost out of. Now, for him to go through an entire scent is saying something. He really enjoyed this, and he doesn't have a ton of full-size fragrances, but he has a ton of samples thanks to someone who is a fragrance hoarder and keeps passing things along to him. But I think he maybe has like 3 or 4 full sizes. So for him to go through one. So recently he went almost through, the juice is like, ooh, it's getting down there, almost through a full Mont Blanc Legend Nights. So this is a Legend flanker. It has been discontinued, but I did find it on Joma Shop. And this is the 1.7 ounce. I found the 3.4 ounce size for him. Obviously it's unopened, for like $55. That's a really great price for 3.4 ounces of cologne. And I really like this. He's wearing it today and I was like, oh my gosh, what are you wearing? You smell so good. So let me pull up the notes for you. Now I did just look and see. So the 3.4 ounce would normally list for $115. So I got it for like 50% off, over 50% off. That was great. So this says it is a sensual woody fragrance. So the scent top notes are a blend of zesty bergamot and aromatic sage. The heart speaks the language of vetiver and violet, and the bottom you have cedarwood and violet. So now that I know that there is so much violet in here, like I can get that. I can get that a little bit, but it isn't, oh, it's just so well blended. Like Jeremy, I will say, he really appreciates a wide variety. Like he can go kind of like smoky and spicy. He can go even a little bit into sweeter. He likes some citruses, probably nothing too aquatic, but like this is, it's just so nice. Like you get that aromatic quality. The violet gives it something different. And the woodsiness is just so nice. He actually loves to like cocktail layer, play with his scents, and this one he'll be like, oh, I just added like one of Mont Blanc in there, and then like he's playing with whatever else. So he really likes this one. So I don't want to say, I feel like the violet in this gives it a very soft feel, like almost a little bit soapy, but not too soapy. It's so nice. It's clean, but not clean as in like a freshie that smells like cleaning products. You know how I feel about those. Okay, so here's the thing. I also have to share one that I picked up because I think that Joma Shop must have had like free shipping over like, let's say $65 or something like that. And I was like, well, I'm almost there. And the shipping itself is going to be like $15. So I was like, well, girl math tells me that if I spend the money on a fragrance and not just the shipping, then I'm winning, right? So I've had this one, I've had my eye on this one. By the way, I did order these. I was going to put these in a recent video, and I just could tell that the video was going to be too long, but I love this one so much that I had to talk about it now. And I've gotten more time to sit with this. So I did pick this up before my whole, like, I'm not buying any fragrance until the summertime. So don't come at me, y'all. But anyway, Liam Gray has been on my list for a long, long time. So this is inspired by or a dupe for BDK's Gris Charnel. Oh my God, it smells so good. Okay, I knew I had to try this one because we've got fig and tea in here, and those are two notes that I absolutely love. Let's pull up the other ones. Okay, I know that this is a well talked about fragrance, but listen, y'all. I was like, I really want to try this, and then people would talk about certain aspects, and I'm like, I don't think it's for me. And then I would get drawn back in. So here's the thing. The top notes are cardamom, fig, and black tea. All of those things are things that I really enjoy. Like, I love that like a little bit spicy note of cardamom, but it's kind of like fresh too. Like it just gives you like a little bit of pow. The fig, now fig to me can either be one of two things or a blend of both, which I think is the case here. It can be creamy or it can be very green. And I think that you really get both from this. Now I have to say that this bottle, I did check the like made date. And so it is like manufactured maybe 2-3 months ago. So I'm sure that it probably still has a little bit of maceration in it, but it smells so good. So to me, the fig in this, you do get a little bit of burst of that green, but it does dry down to be a bit more creamy. And then the black tea in this, I almost wish there was more. I don't get a lot of black tea from this. I don't know if it's just because there are some other notes in here that are a little bit more powerful, but I don't really get a lot of that. Now the middle notes are iris, labdanum, and vetiver. So the iris is where I was very concerned because that can come off very powdery or a little bit creamy. But I don't love a powdery scent. I really, really don't. Luckily, I don't personally get that from this. So I'm happy it's creamy. It's not overly powdery. Like I don't want to smell like someone's grandma. I just don't love that. Labdanum and the vetiver really, I think, just ground this a lot. It's not overly like resinous. It just is smooth. It's smooth. And then you have the base notes of vanilla, sandalwood, tonka, and patchouli. Again, tonka is one that to me can sometimes be a little powdery. I think here it's just very creamy. Vanilla and sandalwood, obviously those oftentimes as base notes just help a scent last longer, but just give it that nice blend. Same with patchouli. Don't love it very strong in a fragrance. Not very strong at all. This is done well. I don't really get a lot of it. So I have it on right now. I sprayed it on, you know, maybe 30 minutes ago. It just smells so good. It's just so well balanced. And I think that this was like $25. I think this was $25. So like I said, the shipping was going to be like 15 just to have this scent. So I was like, well, $15 shipping, or I can, basically I feel like I got this for $10. Girl math, let me tell you, it's definitely going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it. I do think that this is very unisex. I could see Jeremy wearing this. I could see him cocktailing with this, like layering. So very happy to have that. That's going to be it. Like I said, if you want to see the rest of my goals and the like details on my fragrance goals, you can check out that video. I will have it linked here for you. I do have one more product that I want to share. I just want to make sure that it's only one. I have two. I have one more beauty product and then one that is like kind of a little offshoot. Okay, so this is one that recently came out this last year, and I have loved this. For my clients, I use this on them and they love the scent. They love the feel of this. This is beautiful for a blowout when you're looking for a little bit more volume, but you want a clean feel. This is the Tea Tree Lemon Sage Thickening Blowout Gel. The thing that I like about this is you get the control and the hold of a gel, but you get some extra body and bounce, which you don't typically get from gels. Like a lot of times gels can be crispy, crunchy. They can like weigh down your hair. They can feel unclean. This is just beautiful. And I didn't quite realize how beautiful it was. I've used it on a lot of clients. It's definitely very quickly risen at my salon as one of the top selling products. And then I started using it on myself. Now, I'm not someone who usually needs to feel like I have more body, but I've kind of been going through some hair changes. Also in the wintertime, when our hair gets dry, it tends to get a little bit more lifeless and flat. And so I'm like, you know what? Give me some extra oomph. And so I have been using this more as like a root through the mid strands product, and I love it. And the thing for me is like any excuse to not wash my hair, I will take it up. Like whatever you need for me to not have to wash my hair. And so I don't enjoy using products that are super heavy, sticky, make me feel like I need to wash my hair in the next day or two. I usually like to go 5 to 7 days between washes. Now that's not the same for everybody, but I do have a very coarse, dry hair strand, so it just really depends. But this is clean feeling enough that I don't feel like I need to wash my hair any sooner, and I can still get like a lot of volume and bounce. It's what I put in my hair this morning. This is day one hair. Just jumped in the shower, blew it dry, threw a couple curls in it, and here we go. So really love that. If you love like a lemony, slightly herbal, like wake you up in the morning kind of scent, the scent of this is so nice. All of the lemon sage smells really nice. Ooh, so good, so good. We did recently this year, and when I say we, by the way, I work for the brand as a national trainer. So just so you know there, I do have a bias as far as like, I love using the products. It's what I use and sell at the salon. It's what I use on myself. Paul Mitchell doesn't know that I'm talking about this, but we recently softened the scent that's in this, so it still does have a beautiful like citrus scent. It's just a little lighter. Love it. So I just wanted to mention that if you are like me and your hair tends to get a little bit more lifeless in the winter when we don't have all the moisture in the air, I really like this. Also, I think that this would be great for diffusing curly hair if you have curly but fine hair and you need a little extra something, because this gel isn't like super crispy crunchy. So want to say that as well. And of course, like all of the rest of these products, I will have that linked down below for you. Okay, so let's talk about my last product. So for those of you that know, or you're hearing my slight lisp right now, I do have Invisalign. We're almost done, y'all. I think I just have a couple more weeks. I'm so excited, unless the doctor decides we have more work to do, but just a few more weeks. So I purchased this a while ago and I've been meaning to talk about it, and I just keep forgetting. So obviously I have these trays that I have to take out and give them a super clean once a day. Now, I mean, I take them out more than once a day, trust me, so tired of that, but I try to give them a good scrub once a day. There is nothing worse than having to try to scrub these trays with like a toothbrush, especially when like, as I'm scrubbing, like stuff like splashes back at me, but it's not fun. So of course, Instagram started showing me these ads for sonic cleaning systems. Now I've heard of course, sonic cleaners for like jewelry and things, and I saw this sonic cleaner for your like dental trays. So whether it's your retainers, you have Invisalign, whatever it might be, I think you could actually probably use them on dentures too, but I don't know for sure. Don't count me on that. So I saw this brand and I cannot remember. I think it might have been Zima. I can't remember. So I just decided to see if there were like other alternatives, and I did find this one on Amazon, and it was like a third of the price. And I was like, you know what? I just want to give this a go. I'm so skeptical of this anyway. I just want to give this a try. It had really great reviews. People also said that they use it for jewelry cleaning. And I was like, all right, I'm going to give it a go. Clearly, as it's here in my favorites video, it really does work. I have found that this cleans so well. And again, I was very skeptical. Now you can put like cleaning pods in. So if you use like denture cleaners, or a lot of times dentists will give you like whitening pods or whatever to throw in with these. A lot of times it's just like hydrogen peroxide and some other stuff. So I think you could probably even just put some hydrogen peroxide in here. But even if you aren't using a tablet, these still work very well. And I checked the wavelengths or whatever of this one versus the like higher end one, and it was at the same wavelength, which is why I decided, well, sounds like the same technology, I'm gonna give this a go. I can tell you that this definitely works, because in that like microsonic, it basically like makes air bubbles or like the water bubbles. I don't know the science of it. At any rate, it essentially makes it so that like these bubbles are hitting your whatever you're putting in it, whether it's your jewelry, your trays, and it's essentially like knocking the dirt particles and everything off. Listen, the friction of what's going on in here is so strong that this actually gets hot. It's not heated, but I have noticed that the water gets warmer just from that friction happening. So it's definitely doing its job. I find that this cleans my trays so very well. The only thing that maybe I feel like I need to go in and scrub a little bit more is if I've gotten like lip product, something that's like more emollient, like maybe a little oily, whatever. Sometimes that I need to work on. And still every now and again, I just give them a good scrub down just in case. But like usually these come out pretty sparkling clean. And there's nothing like taking out a tray to see all of the gunk that has been in your mouth all day long. So it's very nice to know that that has been getting very sparkly. Now, I also have used this for my jewelry. Like I put my engagement ring and other things in. I think I took out my diamond studs, which I don't have in right now, and put them in here, and it definitely did the job. Like it really made everything very clean. Of course, I always give everything a good wipe out. And then usually once I dump out what's in here, I keep it open and I let it air dry as well. So that's just what I've been doing. It's still going strong, and I use this thing every day at least once a day. So I just had to recommend this. If you're like me, you have Invisalign, if you wear a retainer, whatever, definitely worth it. Or if you want to try it as a jewelry cleaner, I think that works really well as well. All right. Okay, we're starting to get crazy here. I'm using my hands and there's stuff all over the vanity, so it's time to go. So I hope that you've enjoyed this little favorites update, but I think this is just a fun little mashup way to talk about products I've been loving, maybe some things that you've been curious to know my thoughts about. Of course, we had a really good buy on foundation that I wanted to reshare, things like that. Speaking of mini reviews, I have been using a bit of what was in my lucky bag, not all of it. The one product kind of scares me, so I think tomorrow, because I won't have to go anywhere, I think I'm going to try that one. So maybe those will be in a little mini review coming up. Also, if there's any other content that you would like to see from me, like things that you enjoy seeing from me, things that you want to see from me, I do think I'm going to do a skincare video. I am, of course, still using my Maysama LED mask to do a review for that. But if there's something else that you want to see from me, please let me know. I really appreciate all the comments, the feedback. If you have constructive criticism for me, that is always very welcome, as long as it's said with, I don't even want to say with kindness, but maybe not with aggressive rudeness. Okay, lovelies, that's a weird way to end this video, but that's where I'm gonna do it. So I will see you really soon.